Let's look at Katelyn Sue Place. Another damning account. Document 4081 and onward. Supplemental report, May 16th, 1999. Reporting investigator P.J. Doyles, commissioned peace officer employed by the DA. Okay. On May 14th, 1999, I spoke to Katelyn Sue Place, a freshman. Kate's mother was present during the interview. Kate told me the following. She went to all her classes that morning. She went to the cafeteria for 4th hour. It's her off hour. She went and sat by the student's door and didn't see anything unusual. During lunch, she waited to meet some friends. Named a bunch of friends. She said there were some others, but she couldn't remember who it was. When Kate was putting her backpack down, she said there was a wave of kids ducked down under the tables. She thought it was a senior prank. She got down and then got up on her knees. She saw a person coming down the stairs on the outside. She could see through the windows he was shooting a rifle. He was tall, and she described his height as lengthy. He had a long-shaped face. He was wearing a trench coat. He was not wearing a mask. She doesn't remember if he was wearing a hat or not, but she said that he had short hair. She couldn't see below his knees. He was holding a rifle in his right hand. He was pointing at shooting people at the outside commons area. She couldn't see his left hand. She said he didn't notice if he had anything on or about his trench coat. Kate said it was redacted. I'm almost positive of it. I remember looking him dead in the eye. He was in my debate class for a little bit, either the end of last semester or the beginning of this one. She then stated she recognized him as redacted. Kate said that she hadn't seen redacted earlier that day. She hadn't seen him on Monday. She wasn't at the school over the weekend. She said that she may have seen him the week before, but she wasn't sure. She said that she would have just said hi. Kate said that Dylan kind of looks like redacted, but Dylan doesn't have the long face. Redacted's teeth are messed up, and he was smiling, and I saw his teeth then. Wow. Okay, so Kate also seems to know Dylan, because she also knows that Dylan looks like redacted. So this isn't the case, like a lot of coincidence theorists hallucinate and pretend that she doesn't know Dylan, and that's why she thought redacted was Dylan. She knows both of them, and she clearly knows the difference between their teeth. And she said this guy was smiling, and she saw his teeth. Kate said that she has seen pictures of Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, and she said, it's not one of them, referring to the person she saw shooting outside on the outside commons. Okay, so now we have yet more testimony that matches others while investigators lie to try to get people to change their story. Kate said she looked at redacted for about 30 seconds, so yet another individual who's getting a good long look at the shooter, not just a glimpse while everything's flying by. She remembers him shooting Anne-Marie. She said that Tony Samaro, Jason Unreath, and Jason's girlfriend were out with Anne-Marie. They were sitting by the tree where they sit every day. Redacted was randomly shooting. Kate looked in the direction of Anne-Marie. Redacted was still shooting. Kate saw Anne-Marie drop. Kate didn't remember which direction Anne-Marie dropped. Kate went back under the table. Kate said that Redacted shot Anne-Marie before he smiled at her. So this individual who she observed shot a human being and then looked at her and smiled at her. Is that the kind of smile you would forget if you were in that situation? Would you forget the person smiling and how their teeth looked? Kate looked and saw Jason trying to help Anne-Marie, dragging her away from Redacted to the side. She didn't know what Tony and Jason's girlfriend were doing at the time. Kate said that she wanted to know if everyone outside was okay, but saw one or two boys shooting at the ground in the senior parking lot. She said she saw the back of a black trench coat. This person had his back to Kate, and she couldn't describe him. She thought there may have been another boy, but couldn't describe him or articulate why she thought there may have been another boy. She said that she didn't think the person shooting in the senior parking lot was Robert Perry. This person seemed shorter. She couldn't see what kind of a gun this person had. Okay, curious. So she thought there may have been another boy, but couldn't describe. Okay. So there, one or two other shooters, other than the one she observed, were in the senior parking lot, and she couldn't see them. One of them was shorter, possibly Eric Harris. Kate said that when the shooting was outside, she could hear the shooting. She couldn't say how many shots, but thought it was about 5 or 10. And that when the shots were being fired in the senior parking lot, it was like little bullets spraying. She was unable to give me a number of shots she heard and saw. Kate said that she knew Dylan from school. She's met him. She's talked to him a little bit. She doesn't remember what they talked about. She remembers distinctly him telling her that anything he does in life, he wants to get something about it. She didn't remember what else they talked about. She said it was nothing profound. He did not scare her, and they didn't talk about anything weird. She said that he seemed like a follower, but couldn't articulate why she thought that. She said that she would speak to Dylan or see him in the halls once or twice a week. Okay, so this is pretty frequent. So she sees him and speaks to him at least briefly, some kind of conversation once or twice a week. She knows exactly what his teeth look like. I don't know. Kate said that she met Eric Harris twice. Eric had helped her with her geometry homework while at school. Wow, that's curious. Kate said that she never saw Dylan or Eric outside of school. She said that she's never seen any of the Trenchcoat Mafia members out of school, and she doesn't hang out with them. Kate is friends with Jamie Schaffner at school. Kate would talk to Jamie and some guys, last names unknowns, who wore trench coats. She said that she's not friends with any of these people, just acquainted with them from school. Kate's mom described Kate as open and non-judgmental and said that Kate talks to a lot of people. Kate was very open and friendly with me. Kate said that everybody stood up and ran through the cafeteria toward the stairs by the students' store. The janitor kept saying everyone to get down. Kate stayed down. She thinks that Coach Sanders was telling people to get into the auditorium. She was wearing her backpack and never got to take it off. Kate said that all the kids were running up the stairs and then she heard a boom. Kate said that at first she and Brittany went out the doors on the south side of the cafeteria. She sat out there for what seemed like 15 minutes. Then they ran across the senior parking lot. She could hear some shots she thought were coming from the library. She turned around to look. Brittany grabbed her to run. Kate ran and hid behind a little black car. Then she heard an explosion, saw something fly up in the air. She doesn't know what it was. She stopped at the fence, ran down a little hill, and ran head to chest into a policeman. Brittany was behind her. Kate said that she looked stuff up on the internet for school, but she does not use chat rooms. She knows no one with a double pierced eyebrow. She saw the RNN but doesn't remember what it was. She doesn't know any Trenchcoat Mafia members by name. She said that her cousin, Courtney Haravel, heard someone say redacted. It's unclear if this is redacted. Stop, put it down. It's unclear whether she's talking about Robert Perry here or possibly Joe. Courtney was in Miss Williams' science room. Kate said that Dustin Gorton told Denise Gorton, who told Kate that Redacted turned himself in for the shooting. I told Kate and her mother that someone else may contact her in the future for further information. Okay, so it seems like there's rumors going around that Robert Perry turned himself in. If that is true, and if Robert Perry was granted immunity, what does this all mean in exchange for information he knew? I don't know. This is all crazy. This is all really, really crazy. So here's the follow-up report, November 3rd, 1999. Re-interview with Katelyn Place, November 1st, 1999. Report written November 3rd. November 1st, Katelyn Place, her parents responded to Jeffco at my request. Re-interviewed based on her observations. First report taken May 14th, 99. I asked Place if the information was accurate. She responded, yes. Place explained while in the cafeteria April 20th, she was at the cafeteria window closest to the southwest corner when she observed an individual dressed in a trench coat carrying a gun. Place identified that individual as Redacted. Place stated she was now not so sure it was Redacted. Place explained to me that she was very excited on April 20th and had looked into the eyes of the person she believed to be Redacted. Place further explained that she had been in class with Redacted and had seen him several times wearing a black trench coat. Place stated it was the same type of trench coat she had seen on the gunman April 20th. I explained to Place that Redacted had been seen by witnesses on April 20th at his residence during the time of the shootings. I explained to Place it was unlikely that Redacted was at the school at the time she stated. I explained to Place that Redacted and Dylan Klebold have similar features and are physically similar in height and weight. I then asked Place if she could be mistaken about her identification of Redacted. Place stated after thinking about the information and as time had passed, she was not as sure as she was when she was previously interviewed. I then showed Place cafeteria video photo 46, to which she responded, I think it's Eric. I then showed Place cafeteria video photo 48, to which she responded, I think it's Eric. I then showed Place cafeteria video photo 51, to which responded, it's Eric and Dylan. Finally, I showed Place cafeteria video photo 54, to which she advised it was Dylan. Place stated that she had met Dylan Klebold less than 5 times and she knew who she was. Place stated she was much more familiar with Redacted due to the fact that he had been in class with her, in which she saw him almost every day. Place advised it was possible that she identified Redacted as being the gunman due to the fact that she associated the trench coat to a familiar person. Place stated that she would not be able to testify in court that Redacted was the individual standing outside the cafeteria holding the gun and shooting in the direction of Anne-Marie Hoshelter. During the interview, it was apparent that Place was still emotionally upset about the incident at Columbine High School and had to be comforted by her mother and a father a couple times during the interview. Here's the thing, though. So this seems like a really nice girl. So she recognized the teeth. There's no mention of the teeth. How much are these investigators berating her? Or are they simply suggesting that she's going to have to be testifying in court again and again and again? But obviously, if she didn't see Redacted, there'd be no need to testify. So are they threatening her, basically, even unintentionally, with all of this court time, or if she wants to put this incident behind her and not have to relive this trauma over and over and over again, would she simply say it could have been Klebold? See, she didn't actually 100% say, she just said she could have been mistaken. And also, we don't know the tone. Are these investigators making these kids seem stupid by saying, oh no, Robert Perry has a definite alibi, so he couldn't have been there? Now, what would a teenager, no doubt, like, let's say even a teenager who hadn't experienced trauma, when individuals in authority lay this on these, just any kind of kid, teenager, what are they supposed to say? Because they're basically telling them they're stupid if they continue to say they saw what they saw. Because if they're saying all these other people that their alibis accounted for, it couldn't have been them, or it's unlikely, just the very tone of that kind of interview, what do you expect them to say? But it's curious. It's really curious, the teenagers that did not bend to this kind of intimidation.